Hey, this is Bijal, and I wanted to share something I'm doing with my clients, especially this month of October and November. And the theme is completion. If you're following my post, you'll know that one of my sayings here is obviously be epic, but the C stands for being completional. And this is something that I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with it, which is they don't complete what they start, or they don't finish a book they started to read, or even start reading the book, or even complete a course. And again, I always teach from example and take ownership of my failings. And that is that there's many of things, many of books. I mean, I'm looking at my bookshelf right now that I haven't even started reading or finished reading. So we're all kind of guilty by association when it comes to being completional. But there's a side effect that when it comes to various projects and tasks that we don't complete, there's kind of an invisible sabotaging effect that we're not always aware of, which is, let's say we have an idea or we have a concept that we want to put into place. And I'm going to use a funnel for an example. That there's a funnel we want to put in place for our business. So we have this idea, maybe we start doing some work on it, and then we get sidetracked and we basically put our attention somewhere else. Well, just because your conscious mind is working on something else, it doesn't mean that the subconscious mind has stopped thinking about that open loop. A lot of times, storytellers will use open loops to keep us waiting in anticipation of closing that story arc. Okay. So when we have a lot of these open loops or incomplete projects working away in our subconscious mind, it can actually drain your mental energy. It can actually impact your creative thinking, your problem solving. So ideally, we want to start to close some of these loops down, open projects down. So, we have a methodology which we use, which is basically delete, defer, delegate, do, and then complete. And the starting point, though, is knowing what these open projects or open stuff even might be. So here's some categories you can actually start looking at and seeing, are there any open stuff in any of these categories? So the first category is people. Are there relationships or people that you haven't been in touch with that you mean to be in touch with? Maybe there's someone in your life, a loved one, a friend that you want to send a message to, and you've been basically procrastinating, you haven't done it. So completing on those relationships is one of the key categories. Next are the projects. It could be business projects. It could be even home projects. What are all the open projects that have not been complete, that when you stop to think about it, it kind of annoys you that they are even there, right? I'm looking at a little pile of paper right over there, and like, I got to get that stuff organized, okay? Next is books. So how many books have you bought that you have yet to read? Now, you may come to a realization that you'll probably never read that book. That means it's time to give that book away, give it to somebody else who can use that book. Or if it's something that you really should read because it's going to be valuable based on what you're doing right now, then decide when. Can you put a time in your calendar when you're going to start to read that book? And remember, you can't read everything at once. So when it comes to books, you can basically create a list of in order of which you read the books, and also make a commitment to yourself not to buy another book until you read some of the books you already have. Okay, so that's going to probably save you some money as well. Next are the courses. God, I hate this category. The number of courses I bought, or mini courses, big courses I bought, invested in, that I haven't started, kind of makes me want to throw up, to be frank with you, right? And I'm talking thousands of dollars worth of courses sitting there on my hard drive. So on my list are some of these courses to just get through them one by one, schedule a day here and there to just get the course done. What can be helpful is creating course parties, where you basically, together with other people, you can actually say, hey, I'm going to go through a course on how to build a funnel. I'm going to go through a course on how to create a webinar, right? Would you want to do it with me? So that accountability, okay, can actually help you get through stuff that you're kind of been postponing or procrastinating on, is getting a group of people together to do that activity. So that's projects. That's courses. The next one are tasks. So there may be just little tasks all around your business, around your house, that you just kind of keep pushing off, pushing off. But you know what? It'll kind of make you give you that sense of satisfaction getting some of those tasks done. And then the last thing basically is organizing. Are there any organizing projects that need your attention? Make a list of all those projects. And then there's other kind of non-business categories: building stuff, fixing stuff, that kind of stuff. I'm going to go into that. So first, you start off with the categories. Then you start off with the things inside the categories: people, again, projects, books, courses, tasks, organizing, etc. And then you apply the kind of the 4D formula, which is, can you just wipe that thing off? Can you basically say this thing I just don't need to do? Let me just delete it off the list completely. If it's something that you do know that you need to get complete at some point, can you defer it with a date? Can you say, okay, you know what? I don't need to do this right now, but I'm going to defer this to January, and actually put a date by that thing. Next is, yep, you know what? This has to get done, but I don't need to be the one to actually do it. So can I delegate that out to somebody else? Then it's basically, you know what? This needs to be done. So you can put that in the that category. Then there's the completion. And there's a deep sense of satisfaction when we get to complete things. And over the last few weeks, working with a couple of clients, the amount of completion activities they've been doing has increased dramatically. And you can see the sense of joy in their faces as they get to kind of check things off their list, check things off the list, check things off the list. That sense of completion then fuels even further activity and further completion. And now we start getting momentum. But it all starts by becoming aware of all the things that we haven't completed, all those open projects, non-started projects, non-complete projects. So again, this is not coming from a place of, I am an expert in this. It's coming from a place of, the reason I put Completional on as part of my branding is because I know how important it is. So again, if you haven't seen this before, these are the 4 areas. To be efficient. Efficiency is about time, using time wisely, because we only have a limited amount of it. Productive, which is, what are you producing in that time you've had? Intentional is the importance of alignment, importance of focus, the importance of probably doing less to achieve more. The planning is so critical as part of this. And also getting that plan, getting those tasks into your calendar. And then we'll go deeper into that, how best to do that in another time. And finally, completional, being committed to completing those things that you have either invested time, money on already, but they're just sitting out there, not complete right now. So again, I invite you to use this next few months as we kind of lead into 2021 to get some of these things done in place, to give yourself a fantastic platform to move into 2021. We still have a good kind of almost 10 weeks, give or take, before the start of the new year. This is the time. Don't leave it till don't leave it to December, and definitely don't leave it to January. Use these next 10 weeks to really focus your attention on the right projects, the right tasks that will give you the best platform foundation to move strongly into the coming year. Anyway, if you want help with planning, we have a special planning methodology that's even assisted by a virtual assistant to get the tasks that you know you need to complete into your planner, into your calendar. Go ahead to beelineplanner.com. You'll download 2 of the planners that I use with my clients, and there you have a chance to even share some time with me, and we can see how we can help you go from big picture alignment to your plan of action. You're planning your processes that create the results, what projects to focus on, and also how to keep yourself accountable to getting things done with the help of a virtual assistant. I look forward to chatting to you soon if you want the help. Otherwise, go ahead and get stuff complete. Bye for now.